Here we go on part 3 of the log splitter restoration. We're going to install, we have to install the shroud on the pump, and then we're going to put the pump on the log splitter. So that slips over there, and then we thread the individual hex head bolts in place. The shroud has to go first because of where the bolts are located down inside here. There'd be no way to put the shroud on the machine first. Okay, so you can see here our bolts are back in place. I've already got the spider installed on the coupling. So now we'll take this whole works over to the log splitter and get it lined up. All right, I pulled the filter off because I have to run in town and get some stuff, and I'm going to grab the filter. I need hydraulic oil, get the coupling lined up, and get this hose back on. I think I can get the hose on first. I think I'm going to have to. It came off fairly easy. Yeah, it's good. All right, now, let's see, there's a trick to this, but it's just a matter of getting the bolts lined up, and now that the shroud is lined up with the bolt holes, let's see if you can see this here. Okay, so now I've got this here. Now what I need to do is I need to rotate the pump until the coupling lines up where it needs to be. Ah, yes. Okay, now I can kind of see what's going on here. Of course, when I put my hand up in here, then I'm in my own way. Okay, it appears to be lined up. Fiddle with it enough to get it to go in. There we go. Now it's in. Get a lock washer and a nut. Now I want to look underneath again, just make sure it looks okay. You know, before I do that, I'm going to put a couple more nuts on here. So putting these studs and nuts back on was a bit of a fight. So I didn't record much of this because I was cursing and swearing at it. The studs, they don't bottom out. So what's happening is, instead of the nut tightening down on the stud, it's threading the entire stud into the block. So I have to fight with it. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm putting the washer on and then the nut, and then I'm holding this, and I'm going to probably have to grab this with a pair of pliers. Keep it, yep, I'm going to have to grab that with a pair of pliers to keep it from spinning. Because there's either dirt on the threads or something isn't quite right. It's just being a problem. That'll work, I guess. Yep. Now I can thread it in there, and of course, now that I've done that, now the nut wants to tighten and the stud is backed out too far. So the pump is reinstalled. I just need to reinstall the pressure line, and I need a 5/16 nut driver to do the hose fitting on the bottom. I just tightened the hose on the bottom. And now we're going to put the hydraulic pressure hose back on. Now Now one thing I see here that I don't like is this hose is rubbing against the table. Well, it doesn't really move exactly, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I just don't like it when hydraulic hoses touch things that they're not supposed to be touching. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's all right. Okay. Now that we have the pump reinstalled and the hose the pressure hose connected and the suction hose is connected, we're going to refill with hydraulic fluid. I took a clean funnel, and because this fill port is in a strange angle, I kind of had to bend my funnel a bit and then tie it off so it didn't go anywhere. This is basic hydraulic oil. It's they call it MEF3 mobile equipment fluid. It's just a universal hydraulic oil for all kinds of equipment. I've used it in my tractor. It seems to be perfectly fine. It has all the specs here on the label. And I don't know what else there is to say about it other than it seems to work fine. So we're going to refill this, and this is going to be painful because it's a small opening and that's a heavy bucket. But here we go. Now it's definitely full, but all the oil is out of the pump and probably a bunch came out of the cylinder. So when we start this up and run it, it's going to use up a bunch immediately. So I'm not going to worry too much about it being overfilled. It's full right to the top. I'm not worried about that because we changed the filter, and when we took all the pump and all the hoses off, we lost a lot of fluid. A lot of fluid came out of the ram. So when we start this thing up and operate it the first time, we're going to use a whole bunch of it all at once. So I'm not worried about it being too full there. And it does have a vent in the cap. So if it does heat up and expand enough to come out the vent, then it's not going to hurt anything. The next repair is going to be the power switch, the on-off switch. So obviously the switch is done. So what I need to do is I need to take the shroud off, and I'm not sure what I have to do to accomplish that. I'll probably take the air cleaner off just so I can see what I'm doing and that it's not in the way. So that is next. And probably this entire carburetor, well, most definitely I'm going to be taking the entire carburetor off, because that has to be cleaned out. But first we will do the shroud.